Hello, everyone. Welcome to our Estrella Virtual Visit Series. I'm Allison Campbell with Estrella Consulting, and I'm so excited to welcome Ryan Schira from Detroit Mercy. Our virtual visit series is designed to introduce all of you to a variety of colleges and allow you to get to know these institutions and their staff in a more personal way. So thank you, Ryan, so much for joining us. We really appreciate it. If
Of course, Allison. Thanks for having me.
you don't mind just taking a couple minutes and tell
Yeah.
us a little bit about yourself and how long you've been in your role at Detroit Mercy.
Of course, yeah. So, hi everyone. My name is Ryan Schira. I'm a freshman admissions counselor at the University of Detroit Mercy. I work with a lot of the out-of-state students, a lot of the students here in the state of Michigan. But I grew up locally to campus, about 25, 30 minutes north of campus in Rochester, Michigan. I attended Western Michigan University for my undergrad for portion. Then I transferred to Wayne State, which is right down the road from us here from University of Detroit Mercy in the city of Detroit. And I started this job back in August of 2023. So I'm going up on my 2 years here with a couple more months to go, but it's all been well here. Wouldn't want to change it for the world. I love working with the high school students and even some younger students who are thinking about college earlier now, which is pretty cool to see. So it's been a great year and a half so far in the city of Detroit, and yeah, it's couldn't ask for a better experience here.
Yeah, I'm so excited. I feel like you definitely fit that role. I mean, just in the interactions that we've had in person so far, just very personable and bubbly. And I'm sure that the students love just having someone that's relatable to them and in their age bracket and can kind of give them a good insight into what University of Detroit Mercy offers, as well as the surrounding area, because I'm excited to learn a little bit more about Detroit as well. So if you
Yeah.
can just give us a real quick 10,000-foot view of your campus, where you're located, how many
Mhm.
students are enrolled there. Go ahead and take that away.
Okay, sounds good. So the University of Detroit Mercy is one of the 27 Jesuit institutions in the country. This is from a university and college standpoint. So there's 27 of these Jesuit schools nationwide. We are, however, the only Jesuit Mercy institution. So back in 1990, we used to just be called the University of Detroit. And back in 1990, there was a school a couple miles down the road called Mercy College,
Okay.
and they were having some enrollment, low enrollment. So they decided to consolidate with us back in 1990. And that's when we became the University of Detroit Mercy. So we're a Jesuit Mercy institution, Catholic backgrounds, Catholic traditions. Now, I will say this. You don't have to be Catholic to attend Detroit Mercy. We have kids coming from all over the world, all over the country with different backgrounds, whether they're cultural backgrounds, religious backgrounds, socioeconomic backgrounds, first generation students. So we like to cater to all of our students. For instance, right? I mean, we do have Mass here on campus, Catholic Mass, but we also have multi-faith prayer spaces on campus for the other religions represented. We have an Islamic prayer room right in the Student Union building. We host a Jummah prayer at 1 p.m. every Friday for our Muslim students. So it is one of the most diverse Jesuit schools, I'll say that, which is
Okay.
awesome. We pride ourselves on that. We want kids to come here from all over the world and all over the country to really experience Detroit. And as you know, probably Detroit's on this resurgence now. The past couple of years, it's been really cool to be in the city. I've been living in the city the past 4 or 5 years now, and you're really seeing this spark and businesses coming back and populations rising. But as far as the campus, we are not located downtown Detroit. We are in an urban environment smack dab in the middle of the city proper. So of the city of Detroit, we're about 10, 12 minutes to downtown. It's easy access via the Lodge Freeway or Woodward Avenue, which is the first paved road in America. You could take Woodward Avenue right downtown Detroit. And then we're also a great distance to our northern suburbs, our western and eastern suburbs. So we're about 10 minutes from cities like Royal Oak and Ferndale, some pretty hip cities that have a lot of younger college graduates living there, a lot of educational students. So a lot of our students venture to those communities as well, whether they're getting an apartment in those communities or closer to downtown, or obviously you're welcome to live on campus all 4 years. It's a
Oh,
smaller
cool.
campus as well. We have around, oh, excuse me, we have um, 5,587 students. That's the total enrollment here on campus. That
Okay.
is actually our highest enrollment since 2008, which is pretty exciting. We have 42 states represented on our campus. 25% of our students are international students coming
Oh,
from all
wow.
over the world.
It's a pretty high
Um,
percentage,
yeah, but yeah,
25%.
very high percentage. And then as far as first gen students, we have a lot of first gen students here at Detroit Mercy. 45% of our full-time undergraduate students are first gen, including our president, President Dr. Donald B. Taylor. So it's pretty
Um,
cool to have that, first gen community, a lot of those first gen students on campus, because we have those resources for them to continue to be successful year in and year out. So that's a little bit about campus. We have 6 residence halls. We have 4 dining locations on our campus. We have Division I athletics. Every student on campus gets 4 free tickets to every athletic event. You don't have to pay for, to go to the basketball game or go to a soccer game. As well, freshmen, speaking about incoming freshmen, they are allowed to have their cars on campus as well for
wow,
no additional charge, $0.00 for a parking
that's
pass.
incredible.
Yeah. So it's the best place about Detroit Mercy, everyone is nice here. Faculty, staff, the students, the professors, academic support, the tutoring support staff, our health and wellness center, our counseling services. The one goal, we want to make sure you succeed, but also work on yourself as a student, but also work on yourself as an individual, a community leader. Being one of the 27 Jesuit schools in the country, we really pride ourselves on community engaged learning, service learning, right? Giving back to the Detroit community any way we can. So a couple examples of our service learning, our business students. We have a top 30 business administration program in the country by U.S. News and World Report. Our accounting students within the business school, they help the local community, the local residents nearby. They hold tax literacy courses on campus on evenings during tax season. I'm talking about that now because people are filing their taxes. Our dental school, we have this huge charter bus that they gutted out all the seats and put in 5 dental stations. So they got the chairs, they got the equipment, they got the lighting, and they go around the city asking those in need, hey, let's do a quick checkup. Do you need your teeth cleaned? Maybe they don't have access to a nearby dental clinic or they can't afford insurance. So that's really something we pride ourselves on, is that service in the city. To date, this year, we have 16,000 hours of service to date for this total enrollment for our class this year. So
That's great.
yeah.
That's wonderful. I mean, definitely a wealth of information. I want to kind of back up on some of the things you said,
Yeah,
just to make sure that I get them right. You said you had about 5,500 students. Is that undergraduate enrollment or is that undergrad,
that's
graduate?
That's both. So that's combined. We have around 3,500 undergraduate enrollment.
Okay,
Yep.
perfect. I mean, we work primarily um, with undergraduate students
Yeah.
in our IEC practice, but I think too, it's sometimes good to know. Again, I like that it's 5,500 and still the 3,500 makes it feel like a medium sized versus like a small or a large.
Yeah.
But sometimes when you tell a student, even like at Ohio State or Michigan, oh, they've got X amount of undergraduates, but 20,000 graduate students, they're like, oh my gosh.
Wow.
So
Yeah.
I just wanted to clarify that. That is
Of
really cool.
course.
And I think many times you hit on the diversity, like you kind of led it with the diversity from a religious standpoint.
Mhm.
I think it's very smart, obviously, that you align yourself with those 27 Jesuit schools because, if I'm going to John Carroll, if I'm going to Marquette, if I'm going to Notre Dame, like, I don't know if Notre Dame's one, but St. Louis University,
Mhm. Yeah.
they that's a great talking point. We're a part of this, like, not even like a consortium, but this group of
Yeah.
Jesuit schools. Um, but the fact that you led with that, but then she said, but we are so diverse in our religious
Mhm.
aspect, first gen. So it's not just racial diversity, it's religious diversity,
Yeah.
socioeconomic diversity, um,
Mhm.
educational access diversity, which is really, really important. And I think that's definitely a great thing to keep amplifying.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, so I just wanted to kind of go back, especially just to verify the
And
number of
then
undergraduates as well.
Of course. And then Allison, I love to talk about like the colleges on our campus. Obviously, that's a big thing. So we have over 100 academic programs that you could study here at Detroit Mercy. The majority of those are undergraduate programs. Now we do have 30 accelerated programs that are eligible for any incoming freshmen that hit the certain grade requirement.
Okay.
Those accelerated programs, most of them are 5 years long. You have a couple 6 year long programs, and then we have a 7 year dental program. So let's
Okay.
say, we have a 5 year MBA program. You could be admitted to that program as a freshman. And then after 5 years, you get your bachelor's degree and your master's. You're out in 5 years. You're saving some time. You're saving a little bit of money as well. We have a lot of 5 year engineering programs. We have a 6 year accelerated law program. And then a big one is our 7 year dental. We are one of 2 dental schools in the state of Michigan. We have a 7 year program. It's 3 years of undergrad, then 4 years down at our dental clinic, which is downtown Detroit.
Okay.
So our accelerated programs are great for students who want to get 2 degrees in less time, and you are automatically in that program as a incoming freshman.
Okay.
Now, as far as the colleges on campus, we have a College of Business Administration. We have the College of Engineering and Science, College of Health Professions, College of Humanities, Arts, and Social Science, liberal arts type college, the School
Okay.
of Architecture and Community Development. Now, the School
Okay.
of Architecture is pretty unique within the Jesuit community. We are the only Jesuit school with a accredited architecture program out of the 27. So that's a little fun fact about the school. We have our School of Dentistry. Like I said, that's off our main campus. That's closer to downtown Detroit in our North Courtown neighborhood. And then we also have our law school, which is directly downtown. If you guys think about the Detroit skyline, or if you've ever, seen Detroit on TV, you'll see that weird building. It's called the GM Rensen building. It's the cylinder building. Our law
Yep.
school is right across the street from that. So,
Okay.
and then another school that we are so excited to be having opening up here soon is our School of Optometry. That's going to be opening up the fall of 2025, this upcoming year for our students. There will be an accelerated track for that as well. They're still figuring that out and doing some logistics that way. But the School of Optometry, that'll be the second School of Optometry in the state of Michigan and only the 25th optometry school nationwide. So we have a pre-optometry program that, you could work your way the 4 years to get to the optometry. But like I said, we're also working on an accelerated track for those students who are interested in the optometry program.
Okay. A couple quick questions about that because I always typically ask about like your testing policies and whatnot. But let's go to for these programs. I'm assuming these accelerated tracks, especially
Mhm.
because if you're doing only 3 years of undergrad and then 4 years or 1 year or 2 years or
Yeah.
whatever, are these considered direct admit?
Yes. So the 5 year, now you have to maintain a certain GPA, right? They'll review your GPA after your undergrad to make sure you could move on. And most of our uh, accelerated programs, they're looking for a certain GPA to get admitted to. So that might be a little, if it's a 3.0 to get into the business school or accelerated business, MBA might be a 3.2 or 3.3, right? So the requirements do change, whether it's your standard undergraduate program versus a 5 or 6 or 7 year program. The only 2 accelerated programs that we require SAT or ACT scores for is our 7 year dental program and our 5 year physician assistance program. So we
Okay.
have our own PA school on campus as well. So that 5 year PA route also requires test scores. Any of the other programs at this moment, you do not have to send in the test score.
Okay. So
Even
are they considered
for,
selective?
sorry?
Would they be considered selective from like a holistic standpoint? Like you've got to be a pretty strong student in other things. You just don't need to submit your test scores.
Yeah, and I tell students this all the time. If you're proud of your test score, go ahead and submit it. If not, we could just go based off your high school GPA. We could go based off your letter of recommendation. We could go based off your essay. But GPA, we do look at GPA pretty highly here. So that's a big factor is the GPA if you are not applying with the test score, right? So that's a big factor is that GPA on the transcript. As far as applying to the school, we need 3 to 4 things, right? We need those high school transcripts, your 9th, 10th, and 11th grade grades at the time of applying. Now, you're also welcome to send us a 7th semester transcript, so meaning the first semester of your senior year. You know, if your GPA, if you're thinking your GPA is going to go up, you're more than welcome to submit a 7th semester grade. But you know, transcripts, essay, our essay, it's 250 words minimum. So a couple paragraphs. All of us as a team, our admissions team, we like learning more about you. You know, be creative, brag about yourself. You know, tell us why you want to go into a certain program, why you want to come to study in the city of Detroit. We love reading that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So that there's no prompt on our website, or we also take the Common App as well. So if students are applying to a boatload of schools, it's easier just to add us to the Common App. So,
Okay.
and then what's the last thing I'm missing here? Oh, letter recommendation, obviously. Letter recommendation.
Okay.
This could be from a school counselor. It could be from one of your favorite teachers, an athletic coach. Maybe you're applying to our 7-year dental program. Maybe if you shadowed dentists in high school, right? Have them write your letter rec for you. That would
Sure.
really
Yeah.
be a great idea. And then, like I said, we are test optional, so that would be like that 4th requirement. But if you just want to go based off your high school transcript, we can do that too.
Okay. And then we always tell students too, I mean, it's hard to know exactly what it is that you want to do when you're going into
Yeah.
college, and there's definitely like that exploratory option. But if you're someone who knows for sure that you're going to go into optometry or PA
Yeah.
or engineering, medicine, something of that
Mhm.
nature, set yourself up in high school. You know what I mean? If you're going to be sending these transcripts in and you're thinking like, go heavy on the STEM fields in your junior and senior year, don't take ceramics and baking and whatnot.
Exactly.
Set yourself up so you're admissible, but then also set yourself up that you're going to be prepared, because
Mhm.
those are going to be the accelerated track will obviously make it a little bit more challenging than if you were just to take it 4 years here, 4 years there. Like it's meant to challenge a student.
Yep, of course. And you know, along the lines of the accelerated programs or just the standard 4-year bachelor's degree, you have to, if you want to be in the accelerated program, you can only be admitted to an accelerated program as an incoming freshman. You can't be on
Okay.
campus for a year and then get, you know, added into the program. You have to be admitted as an incoming freshman. Our nursing program, we have a great nursing program. We have a great simulation lab on the 3rd floor of our health professions building. We have a direct admit nursing program. So you are automatically in the nursing program
Okay.
as a incoming freshman. And your nursing classes start that first year. I mean, you're taking nursing classes, 100 level classes. You're experiencing our simulation lab, knowing how it works, working with the lab techs, exploring the different suites that we have set up. It's kind of like a mock hospital up there. It's pretty
Mhm.
cool. Um, but yeah, it's direct admit. You don't have to worry about, you know, coming here for a year and then reapplying to the school, right? So some schools, that's how it is. But here, you're automatically in the program, and your clinical rotations start 2nd semester of your sophomore year. So you're in the hospitals by sophomore year, the end of your sophomore year.
If you're a student who maybe doesn't know right off the bat, like what you're going to do, and
Yeah.
you want to go to Detroit Mercy, and I don't know if you could take like an exploratory course, or maybe you think that you know what you want to do, and then you get through your first year like, ugh, that was gross. I hated that.
Mhm.
Maybe not for the accelerated program, because you said that that had to be starting as a freshman,
Yeah.
but is there an opportunity to transfer into a different program of study?
Yes. Oh, yeah, of course. So we have
Okay.
2 programs here at Detroit Mercy for undecided students. One is called AIM, Academic Interest Major Exploration. So let's say a student's coming in and they're like, hey, you know, I took some business courses in high school. I was pretty intrigued by those courses. Maybe I'm thinking business, but then, you know, mom or dad might be an engineer and, you know, they've been around an engineer their whole life and they're maybe thinking about going into engineering.
Hmm.
Our AIM program is a 2 to 3 semester program. First year, maybe into your 2nd year, but you'll take some of our core requirement classes, but then you'll also take some business classes. You'll take some engineering classes. And then
Okay.
by the end of the year, you know, you could declare a major at the end of the year. all of those credits that you've taken that first year go towards your graduation requirement of 120 credits. So it's not like you're wasting time or wasting money trying to figure out, what you want to do.
Yeah.
It puts you on a path to succeed with, this is what I want to do, but you're also not wasting any time trying to figure it out. And we have some resources cemented into that program, college life coaching, weekly checkups, how our class is going. What class are you liking this week or the following week, right? What are you kind of thinking? So we have great support systems here on campus that really, I think, really speaks to our retention rate year to year. So freshman to sophomore retention is around 96% here on campus.
That's great.
Yeah, we have a student success center in our library for free tutoring services. We have a writing center that's totally free. If you have, if you forgot how to cite a source, or maybe you have an undergraduate research paper you're working on, you could always take your work to the writing center. They'll help you format your resume, give you some pointers. So when it's time to get those co-op, clinical, internship opportunities, you could get your resume looking all nice and pretty. We have, what else do we have? Career and Professional Development Center. Every single academic year, we host 2 career fairs on our campus, one in the fall, one in the winter semester, where we bring around 100 to 120 employers, medical schools, professional schools. We don't have a medical school here. So for our pre-med students, we got to make sure they get into a medical school. So we
Yeah.
invite a wide variety of people to our career fairs to help our students learn more about, companies they might be interested in, hospitals they might be interested in doing their clinicals at. They also do mock interviews over at the Career and Professional Development Center. So when it is time to get an internship, right? We have Rocket Mortgage right downtown. Great. I know that's pretty popular down in Ohio, Cleveland area.
Yep.
Rocket Mortgage is right downtown Detroit. So if we have a business student who's like, hey, I reached out to Rocket Mortgage, they're giving me this opportunity. We can get a intern description or a first job description, the job title, what it entails, what's the kid's going to be doing, what's the student going to be doing during their time at the internship. We'll put you through a mock interview before you even have that first interview. So that really speaks volumes to the readiness, and I feel like our students are always prepared because of all these resources that we have on campus for them.
Yeah, no, that's definitely helpful. I think just that the preparedness piece is something that I don't want to say gets overlooked, but I think as a college student, you're not thinking about, but those are like the real life skills that you need. Like definitely you need the academic building blocks, but those like soft skills of how to speak to someone, how to approach someone, looking someone in the eye,
Yeah,
cleaning up your
exactly.
resume, that's huge. Okay, I have 3 things I really want to get to before
Okay.
I only have a couple more minutes, but I want to make sure we touch on this. So you were talking about support.
Mhm.
Aside from like disability services, accessibility services, because I know most colleges have that, so you don't have to give me a
Yeah.
rundown on that. Is there anything additional that you offer? And this is usually a no if someone says like a fee-based program for like academic, like students with neurodiversity, or a program for autism, or anything that kind of goes like above and beyond or outside the scope of your typical disability accessibility services.
Of course, yeah. We have some first generation resources on campus for our students. We have a trio program that works, making sure our first generation students are, have the right resources to be successful on campus. We also have, counseling services on campus. I know that's not really, it's mental health counseling, it's group counseling, it's one-on-one counseling. So that's there for our students to take advantage of, as far as, maybe they're getting stressed out in their classes. Well, go up and meet with, hang out with the therapy dog at the wellness center. So we have a wellness center as well on campus, but we really don't have any, aside from the disability services, anything particular. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's totally fine. So it's called First Gen Network.
First gen, yeah, the trio, our trio office. It's for first generation students on campus.
Okay,
Yeah,
awesome. Okay, my next question is because you're an urban campus, and this is a
yeah,
question I get a lot with the urban campuses, and you
yeah.
mentioned it when you were kind of giving your quick review,
Mhm.
was that students can live on campus all 4 years. And I get that a lot because a lot of in many of these urban centers, they have student housing for the first year. And then
Yeah.
after that, students have to go find somewhere else to live.
Yeah.
That's really hard, especially like you said, that high, like that first gen population, the
Mhm.
international population, like good luck, go find a house in Detroit or
Yeah.
housing in Detroit. And I'm not familiar with like the neighborhood that you're in. So again,
Uh-huh.
like, is that something that people want to do? So you're confirming that there is 4 years of housing for students if they want it.
Yep. 4 years of housing. We have 6 residence halls. We have one specific residence hall for all of our freshman students. So all the incoming freshmen are in one residence hall. It's called Scheipel Hall. It's pretty beautiful. It just got renovated over the summertime. They
Cool.
got a brand new student cave with which is located in the basement. I mean, they got flat screen TVs up on the walls. They have pool table, air hockey table, a nice walkout patio with brand new furniture. They have a 24/7 convenience store located on the first floor in Scheipel Hall. So that freshman residence hall is really, really cool. It's by everything. Here, campus is small. I mean, if you go east-west here on campus, you can get across campus in 5 minutes. Now going north-south, when you enter campus, we have a gated community here, so our campus is gated.
Okay.
If you come into the entrance here and go all the way to the south side of campus where Scheipel Hall is, that's at most a 10 to 12-minute walk.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Cool. All right. My last serious question. Do you have any type of hidden scholarships or scholarship opportunities that maybe aren't considered at the point of admission? So typically, when a student applies and someone's reviewing their application, like, okay, look at this GPA, look at this test score, we're going to give them the $20,000 President's Award.
Mhm.
Is there anything that is maybe major specific or demographic specific that a student would have to like additionally apply for that they may not know about?
So most of our scholarships are like the internal scholarships. If you are eligible for the scholarship, we will make sure you get that scholarship. So obviously merit scholarship, the GPA that you were just alluding to. We have a visit scholarship. So if there was a student who comes to one of our presentations, comes for a campus tour, they will receive our $4,000 visit grant, which is
Cool.
spread out between 4 years. So it's $1,000 each year tacked on to your merit scholarship. Obviously, FAFSA is a huge, we accept the FAFSA form here. And, as far as loans or additional grants and scholarships coming from the FAFSA, we honor all of that. And then as far as school to school scholarships. So for instance, our architecture school, our School of Architecture and Community Development, they have a portfolio scholarship that they offer to incoming first year students. And that scholarship is renewable. So it's not like you're just getting it your first year. You're getting it every year of the architecture program.
Okay.
And you will get invited, mostly all of so for our architecture students specifically, if you're admitted to our architecture program, you will be invited to submit a portfolio. So that's a $4,000 scholarship portfolio. Not everyone is selected, right? But we invite all of our admits to go for that scholarship. There's
Okay.
a seed scholarship over in the engineering and science college. That is, I think, $10,000 a year. So there are some college to college based scholarships, but we
Okay.
will make sure to email our admitted students, hey, be looking for this in the next couple of weeks. It's going to be due at this time or at this date at this time. Make sure you are prepared. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out. And I think that's a really great thing that our team does here at Detroit Mercy. We as an admissions team, we want to help you out as much as possible. We want you to get the most money as possible to help pay for a
Yeah.
school like this, because a private Jesuit school, our estimated tuition for next year is $33,606 for the year.
Mhm.
Now, compared to the other Jesuit schools, that's a pretty nice price.
Yeah.
But as far as public schools in different areas, might be a little bit more. But like I said, we have financial aid, we give out merit scholarship, and then you can find some of those colleges scholarships as well. Whether it's the business school or the health professions, School of Health Professions, architecture, list goes on and on. So.
Okay. Well, good answer. I will put that in. There's college specifics scholarships that they would get
Yep,
notified of that they could
we
apply
would
to.
notify them. Yep.
All right. My last question is, I know you've only been there like almost 2 years, so,
Yeah.
but if you know, who would you say would be the most interesting alumnus or the most exciting guest or speaker that you've had on campus recently?
Okay. Man, all right, this is hard. I'd
Mhm.
say Keegan Michael Key. He is a famous movie producer. If anyone's ever seen the movie Get Out, or I forget, there's a couple other good movies out there of him. He's on Key and Peele. He did the old Key and
Oh,
Peele
yes.
skits back in the
I
day.
was like, I know that name,
He's
but
on
like
Geico commercials. Yeah,
Key and
he's
Peele, I'm like,
everywhere
oh yeah,
now.
A Ron. Yes, I know
Yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah, right, exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. So, Keegan Michael Key, he went to UDM for his master's in the theater program. So he was a master's student from this. I believe he's from the city of Detroit as well. He did his undergrad out in at Penn State over in Pennsylvania, but he
Okay.
came back to do his master's here. We've had, U.S. senators graduate from here. A recent alum, her name's Kara Wolfbauer. She was a softball player, a student athlete on campus, born and raised in the Detroit area. She was a communications journalism student here. And Detroit's a top 13 media market in the country. So if you want to be a journalist, if you want to be a PR representative, anything like that, we have 4 sports teams in town that you could work for. We have nearly 20 Fortune 500 companies that you could work for as well, right in our backyard. But Kara, she did a lot of our sideline reporting for our athletics when she was a student here, as well as being a softball player. She is now the full-time in-game arena host for the Detroit Tigers and the Detroit Red Wings.
Oh,
So
cool.
anytime you go to a Red Wings or Tigers game, you'll see Kara on the big screen interviewing some big time talents or celebrities that are going to the games. And I believe she just picked up a gig for you Ohioans down in Columbus for the sideline reporting for next year for Ohio State football. So
That's awesome. All
that's gonna be
right,
pretty
very
cool.
cool.
Yeah.
I like that one. That's a good one to end on. Well, thank
Yeah.
you, Ryan, so much for your time. It was great seeing you again.
Of course. Yeah.
Best of luck as you wrap up your enrollment season, and hopefully we'll see you in Detroit sometime this
Yeah.
spring.
Thanks, Allison. Really appreciate it.
Have a great week. Thank
You
you.
too. Bye bye.
Bye.